What is going on, peeps? Well, we are back. Part two. I told you guys I had about 20 more questions. I actually got a few more, so I'll try to keep them short this time. I know I was a little long on a few of those answers last time. So let's jump right into it. What type of music are you into? I am into anything, honestly. As long as it got a good beat or lyrics I can relate to, I can jam to it. Younger me very much mostly listened to WWE entrance music. I had all the WWE soundtracks. I think, like, I was into some hip hop. I was a big Tupac fan when I was younger, and Snoop Dogg fan. And I used to like rock music. I think I kind of, when WWE released a rap album, that's when I kind of went hardcore into the hip hop thing. Um, as far as concerts goes, I love rock concerts. Oh my god, I love rock concerts. I love hip hop concerts too. This is like a completely different vibe. I haven't been to a lot of other. I like dance stuff. I love dance. Music festivals, absolute heaven for me. I just love the vibe, the good vibrations. Everyone just on a good vibe. I love that. I love that. This one- How did you meet Dr. Clone? Well, many moons ago, when I was 4 years old, I was just at home one day, probably playing with toys or watching some cartoons, and my parents came home from the hospital with this baby, and they introduced me to this baby, and they told me that this baby is my younger brother still. He's my younger brother. We legit grew up together. We used to share a room when we were kids. Yeah, no, we grew up. Dr. Clone is my real life biological. I know a lot of people on social media, there's characters that are bright. No, he is legitimately my brother. What was the best vacation you ever took and why? To be perfectly honest, I've mostly done staycations. I haven't left the country since I was 20. Yeah. I've had a lot of cool events I've been invited to. Never made it to any of them. But I think probably my best vacation must definitely be when I was younger. When I was 10 and I was 14, our parents took us to our home country, Trinidad and Tobago. Went for 2 weeks both times. Amazing time, getting to be around my cousins, because I grew up here with any of my cousins that were here, they're all like 10 years older than me. So it was actually really awesome going there when I was younger, because now I have a bunch of cousins my age. You know, I never really had that here. And it was just really cool, you know, to see the places where my parents used to hang out, hearing stories about them. It was actually really cool. I always wanted to go back. Still haven't. One day though. One day I might. One day I might when it's safe. Hopefully it gets safe to go there. Am I an introvert or an extrovert? Honestly, I'm definitely an introvert with extrovert tendencies. Like in situations where I'm comfortable, I do have a lot of extrovert tendencies. And in some cases, where I have to socialize, sometimes I compensate for that lack of energy by drinking or something, which is not healthy, which is why I don't go out that much. That's why I don't really go out. If I'm in an environment around people that I love or just a good vibe, like if I go to a wrestling show, a comic convention, or a music concert, yo, I'm like out there. I've like anyone who's gone with me, I'm going up, I'm giving people high fives, I'm going and talking to everyone. It's just in certain environments I have the extrovert tendencies, but most of the time I am an introvert. I am very quiet. I am very much the person who will be in the room and I will observe everyone before I start to talk. I guess nowadays I don't get that chance to do it because most of the times in a lot of scenarios I go to people and say, hey, here's my YouTuber friend, or hey, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm kind of just like thrust in, which sometimes kind of sucks. But, I just I deal with it because most of the times in those scenarios it's really awesome people who are doing it. So I don't completely mind. Yeah, definitely more of an introvert. Are you into podcasts or do you only listen to music? The thing is, podcasts, I know they're very popular. A lot of people like them. I have a few friends that do podcasts I listen to support them. But other than that, I'm more of a music guy. If I have my headphones on, I'm listening to music. Music is life to me. I need the music. Every day I have to put on my headphones, have some alone time. Usually around 9:30 to 11, sometimes later. I have to put on my headphones. I gotta zone out to my music. It just brings me all together, if you will. If you understand, the music is just, music's a big part of my life. A very, very, very big part of my life. Do you have kids? And if not, do you want kids? I guess you did watch my old channel. I always wanted to be a dad. I don't have kids. I have no kids. I actually get asked this so much. I don't know what it is. It was half the women that I meet assume that I have kids and I'm married. There's just something about me. They just assume that I'm married and I have a bunch of kids. I don't. It's no matter where I meet women, whether it be online or in person or out somewhere at an event, it just always comes up. I don't know what I get that. I guess I have real strong dad vibes. But I did always want to be a dad. It's funny because growing up, I always wanted a son. But now I more want a daughter. I would be happy with either, to be perfectly. I want both a son and a daughter. I want a few of both. I want 2 sons, 2 daughters, honestly. But I'd rather the daughter first because it kind of knows, women are smart. You really notice that as you get older. I'm really good with kids. That's one thing for sure. It's just younger, more so. It was more noticeable to anyone who knew me because it was just I'd always be babysitting for my sister all the time. But then I have the cool uncle tendencies. We had a barbecue the other day, and just I'm the cool drunk uncle, so I have to be mingling and partying. But there was just a point where to my youngest niece and my great niece, they're wanted me to read them a book. So I just sat there and I was just reading the book, and everyone was watching. Oh, that's so cute. And it's funny because it's everyone that was watching, going, that's so cute, was all my nieces and nephews who I used to hang out with and watch when they were kids. So it's oh, he still has that side to him. Yes, I do. It doesn't really come out that much. But yeah, I am great with kids. Apparently. If you can eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? You see, these questions I don't like. Why are you going to do that to me? One food? I can eat one thing for the rest of my life? First off, for that definite answer is always going to be something that there's varieties of. I love burgers. So I will go for burger because there's different types of burgers. You don't have to have a beef burger. You can have a chicken burger. You can just have a regular hamburger, or you can have a cheeseburger, or you can have a banquet burger, or you can have a Juicy Lucy. But then again, you're gonna kind of get sick of that. Do you want to go with pizza? And it's just there's so many different types of pizza. There's so many different ways to do chicken. It's just so hard to pick. So hard to pick one thing. I'm gonna go with burgers. I probably could legitimately eat burgers every day. Um, Wait, let me check. This is one food. Let's see. See, I can't even. They said one food. If I can't even use the loophole. Okay, I'll just eat this type of food. Be like, I only eat Caribbean food. No, can't take that loophole. I guess it would have to. See, it's. Do you want? Yeah, burgers. Because technically, you can have a rib burger. You can have. You could literally have a burger of every type of meat, and then you can do fish. So I would have variety. As long as it's not the one type of burger all the time, I'd have it decide. I like variety. I don't like eating the same thing in the same week. Burgers is one of the rare things I would do it, but I like to eat something different every single day. I don't know. I'm just different. How old was I when I had my first celebrity crush, and who was it? Let me think about that. Think about that. I used to have a big thing for Julia Roberts when I was younger. And then Michelle Pfeiffer when she was Catwoman. I was just like, I've always liked the Catwoman character, so any girl playing Catwoman. But I think, yeah, Julia Roberts and Michelle Pfeiffer, probably two of my first childhood crushes, if I think about it. I was little. I don't even remember how old I was. Oh, actually, you know what? Kelly from Saved by the Bell or Kimberly and Shuni from Power Rangers? No. I would have heard of Julia Roberts before them. So Julia Roberts, I say when I was 6. Do I have any pet peeves? So many. No. Loud chewing. I hate when people slap their gums or they chew with their mouth open. I literally want to slap them across their face. I legit cannot stand it. Whenever I eat, I actually eat alone as much as possible, away from people as much as possible, because I will legit slap you across your face. I will. I'm not even kidding. I'll like slap you or make you feel really stupid and embarrass you if you do that around me. That is my big, and people getting too close in my inner space. I don't like people that are bigger than me getting too close to me. If you're wider than me and you're taller than me, keep your distance. Stay out of my personal space. I just do not. I get very uncomfortable. It's like my natural instincts is to turn around, grab you, and give you a suplex. I'm just being legit about it. Don't get too close to my personal space. Like if it's a woman, I don't mind most of the time, but it's just some people get way in too close, and I'm just like, dude, move back. Like don't sit beside me. If there's a sofa, if there's like 2 of them, don't sit beside me. Sit on the other one. I just like my personal space. I don't like anyone in my bubble unless they're a female or someone close to me. Do you know how to cook? Well, I guess you didn't watch the original channel either, because during the original channel, I did work in multiple restaurants while I was in school. In theory, I know how to cook. I know how to cook things that I like, certain basic things at least. Put me in front of a barbecue, oh man, I'm the best grill master you have. Most people I know will tell you how good my barbecue is. That's the one thing. When I'm throwing a cookout, anyone who's been here wants to invite. But yeah, I haven't really made much. I've not really got into how good of a cook I could be. Let's just say that. I haven't had the time. Maybe I've had the time. I just didn't want to do it. In my head, I can cook anything if I have the recipe and I have the ingredients. So let's go with kinda. What are you doing on Valentine's Day? I am getting drunk, I am ordering food, and I am watching Cobra Kai. Many of you who've followed me know that I do say Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays. Well, we are in February right now. Where are we? What date in February? February 6th. It is too late. The cutoff is too late for me. I am not going on a Valentine's date. In my experience, getting a Valentine's date this late is a high risk. A lot of women are just gonna find someone just so they could brag about their Valentine's date, and then it's over. I don't got that time to waste. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to get emotionally attached, have a great night, blah, 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 put time into it for something that might not be anything. So I am past that point where I would consider a Valentine. I would hang out with someone. Like, you can hang out with me on Netflix and chill or whatever, watch Cobra Kai, but as far as actually doing a date, no, it's too late. If I need to meet the person at least mid-January and like hung out with them a few times for me to consider doing anything for Valentine's Day. Now, to say if there was someone who I like, Valentine's is like a week away. I meet and I chill with them 2 or 3 times before then, and we have a real great connection. Some magic happens. I could pull a bunny out of my hat. I'll pull a bunny out of that hat, some little magic, and come up with something really cool. Last minute, I am that good. But the simple fact of the matter is, Valentine's Day, I don't need it. I'm naturally romantic. Once someone shows me that I'm their person and they're my person, trust me, they're like, Valentine's Day will just be like every other Tuesday to them. It's just something that happens. A thing they would be used to it. In my youth, I used to be like, yo, it's always the same when someone like me is single on Valentine's Day, because how hard I'd get. And that led to a few years of women were like, you know, have a great time, you know. But not really willing to. There was this one chick from 2 years ago, you know, she did have quite the talented mouth, so maybe she came a-ringing. But other than that, unless someone had the same skills, not likely. I hope you guys do, though, because Valentine's Day is a beautiful holiday. First half of my life, I was very bitter about it. But as I grew up and I found myself and became my own person, I love Valentine's Day. It's just anything to do with love. Love is one of the most beautiful things in the world. It's a day where people who love each other get to enjoy each other, express it in a special way. It's on a Friday, which is rare. And you know, the one thing I would say on Valentine's Day, I actually feel it's a ripoff that's in February. I remember my first really awesome Valentine's Day about 12 years ago. Took this girl to the Lobster Monster, and it was just like so cold. It was like, why is that day on February, like right at the time where it is the coldest? I feel Valentine's would be so much better in the summer. It'd be such a better summer holiday. And it's just right after Christmas, where people are just recovering from all the shopping. Yeah, it would be way better. I remember being on this date and walking the girl home after, and it was like a long walk from the bus stop, and my nose got so fucking runny. She tried to kiss me, and I had to like turn my face and make her kiss my cheek, because it's just like, so I hate that. If I do it, I like, now, thank God there's Ubers and stuff. Always Uber and everywhere for those type of things. Would I rather cook or order in? After what I said earlier about cooking, it's kind of like obvious. I'd rather order in, but the simple fact of the matter is, if it's someone special that I would be cooking for, I would like to, because I know how epic and awesome and romantic I am. They're going to be enjoying everything of the night. I just want another notch on my belt. So I want to be the one who cooked an amazing meal that they're enjoying for that night. How do you take your coffee? I don't drink coffee. I don't. Specific reason why. Like, I was already a cigarette smoker, but like everyone in my family older than me drinks coffee, ironically. I remember the first place I worked, like for over a year. This place, dental company called Ash Tempo, and I remember like so many of my coworkers, they were like so messed up until they had their morning coffee. Like the way some of them acted, I was like, how the hell did you even drive to the office today? Like just seeing that something like that has the effect on people like that, and I already knew that I was a smoker, and smoking has its own effects. So I just like in my head, I never wanted to be a coffee drinker. I was scared of getting to that point where I'd be dependent on coffee. It's like I'm already smoking cigarettes. I don't need another bad habit that's gonna take money out of my pocket. Definitely a hot chocolate guy. In my youth, I'd legit drink a Pepsi. I would have a Pepsi in the morning. And like, I'm not like a donut guy. If I'm gonna buy breakfast, I'm getting like breakfast sandwiches and stuff. So I'd have that for sure. What's your ideal first date? See, a first date, it depends on the person. Because this is like, say I meet a girl who's like also a gamer. I'm gonna most likely want to go to a gaming bar, or an arcade bar, and we could play games and stuff. Say I meet a girl who's like a wrestling fan. I'd be like, yeah, we should go when there's the next pay-per-view, go grab a drink and watch it or something like that. Or if I meet someone who's like a foodie, oh yeah, I know this restaurant. I did this episode at this place called Fallen Feather. That'd be the perfect date spot. Ultimately, it comes down to who it is. But for me, the key ingredients to a perfect first date is it being somewhere where we can talk. Like movies, no. Movies are no good for me for first dates. I'm sorry. I talk too much. But when I'm in a theater, I shut up. I actually was in this very embarrassing situation years ago. This friend said he was bringing two girls, and these two girls were watching Spider-Man 2, I think. They talked throughout the entire movie. Like, they would not shut up. Like, I got so annoyed by it, I left. I didn't even watch the finish of the movie. People was like standing behind us, people was like asking them to be quiet. Someone was like, "Did you tell them to be quiet?" I was like, "Bro, what the hell? I don't even know these girls. They came with some other dude." It was just, one of the most embarrassing things. Like, if we're at home, in the house, watching, that's okay. Because we can hit pause, we can hit rewind. When you're spending money to watch the movie, I don't want to hear somebody else talking. Straight up. So being able to communicate, being able to talk, something that you both are going to enjoy, preferably, and what I try to do a lot of times is find a new experience. So it's something that we would be experiencing, whether it be a restaurant or a type of bar or arcade or something. Find somewhere that it would be new for both of us and it would be a first time experience. So it's just like that good memory. And then, just make sure that there's awesome moments. One of my key things I've done is find many opportunities to talk. That's usually what helps me. What's your perfect meal look like? Oh my God, there's so many. There's like no one. I'm a fat kid. Like, I'm not a foodie. I told you guys. Foodies, they're all like, yeah, this blah blah blah. I could taste a hint of this. That's not me. I'm a fat kid. I love food. I love food. My ultimate meal. What does it say? Perfect meal look like. Delicious. Okay, give me a burger. Give me some wings and ribs. Give me a poutine with bacon in it. Extra cheese. Give me a 2-liter bottle of cherry Pepsi. Do I need anything else after that? I don't think I need anything else after that. That's just like one of many, though. I could literally do an entire episode. My perfect meals. Okay, you know what? Maybe not an episode. Maybe I'll make it a series of all the different type of perfect meals because I love so many different types of foods. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what, guys? We came up with a new series here. Stay tuned for that. Obviously, someone has probably already taken the words perfect meals, so I'm not going to take that one. Which of your family members makes the best food? My mom. My mom. We're trying to settle it out. My mom. Do you believe in soulmates? Yeah. It's weird because the idea of having multiple soulmates was introduced to me last year, and I've actually there's two women in particular who I've encountered that literally I could see that they're my soulmates. You know, not everyone is like meant to marry you, but my connection with the two of them is very deep. Like I care a lot for both of them. Very attracted to both of them. But yeah, I do believe in soulmates. I believe that there is specific people out there who are meant for your life. Maybe not all of them are meant to be the one, but they're definitely meant to be in your life. And just like I could say, one of them things have always been good. There's never been an issue with one of them. The one from last year who actually introduced me to that idea, you know, things kind of just ended between us. It didn't end the best, but they are always going to be special to me. Always will be. So yeah, I do believe in soulmates. What life lessons have you had to learn the hard way? Careful who you trust. I feel it's like one thing I've always dealt with. It's like trusting the wrong people. When I was younger, I always was looking for like a mentor, you know, someone to teach me some stuff to help me get forward. And it's just like every mentor I've ever had, I got burnt. Just did not work out for me. Always ended badly, and it was just like it got to a point where I kept thinking, yeah, when I find a mentor, they're gonna put me on. I'm gonna learn all this, blah blah blah. I never actually met anyone who wanted to teach me anything. And in fact, most of the times, the people I thought were mentors were just trying to learn everything that I knew, then drop me. I unfortunately realized where I got to the point now in my life where I'm ready to be a mentor. I am been doing this influencer thing for a while. Part of the reason why I casted the co-host a few years ago, because you know it's kind of one of those things. I've tried to tell my family, some of my family members, teach them how to do this. They don't want to learn, or they have their own ideas, and I was like, okay, do your own thing. But it's just like I know what I know works. I'm going to Google events. I'm getting all these endorsements. I'm getting media passes, getting opportunities. I have money coming in every week, every other week, because of this. I want to pass that on. So it's kind of been a thing where part of the reason why I've been working with a lot of younger talent is I'm trying to find someone to take under my wing to become my protege. And it's been kind of weird. Like, I have people like my age asking me, like, want to become my protege, and it's just like, to me, it's just like, this is a young person's game. It makes so much more sense for me to take someone younger, new to it, blah, 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 teach them, blah, 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 so their success continues. Because if I take someone whose career is probably only going to be as long as mine, what's the point of me teaching that? It's more or less taking what I've learned and let it go forward to the next generation, if that makes sense. One thing my uncle always taught me is information, like people in his time, he would always say, are stupid. They know things that they don't want to teach you. Honestly, that's the most crab in a bucket type of way of thinking I've ever heard. So he's always told me, you know something, teach it. You don't keep it in. But there's like different situations where you would teach that. Like I know there's been many situations where I've encountered people where they're blatantly just trying to use me to learn what I know. And it's been so weird, some of these conversations. It's just like, I've been doing this for 10 years. You can't have 2 conversations with me and learn everything I know I've learned in 10 years, first off. And it was just like I was talking about organic growth. And then someone was just like, okay, so what is this organic growth and how do you get it? And I was just like, organic growth in social media is just, you don't do anything. You just post a video and it's just, because it's a video that people want to watch, people are going to watch it. You have an established audience who've been watching you do these food reviews or wrestling reviews or whatever. They're going to watch it, share it. You don't have to pay for marketing. You don't have to do any other blah, blah, blahs. You don't have to share the link a bunch of million places, annoying people, which sometimes I still do. I won't lie. I'm still not willing to pay for marketing. I'm sorry. I'm still not. I will on another channel though. I'm actually partnering up with another channel. I'm gonna take over their channel essentially. And I'm gonna utilize some marketing on their channel. But yeah, it's just like, it's obvious when people are trying to just like figure out what you know and take it and do their own thing. Once I catch on that someone's doing that, I'll intentionally tell them wrong shit. I'm just an asshole like that. It's like, you're trying to use me. If they give me money, that's one thing. If you're like, okay, I'll pay you, blah, 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 I'm going to take you out for a nice meal or something, that's one thing. But if you're just like trying to like leech onto me and try to learn or just like things, like, yeah, I'll tell you some shit, but it's not going to help you because it didn't help me. But if it's someone who legitimately wants to learn, someone who wants to see me as a mentor, is going to take what I teach them seriously, whereas like I spend, say we do a shoot and then I spend like the last half an hour of the shoot trying to tell them and explain something. If I see them actually take action on what I try to teach them and start doing it, that in my head says like, hey, yeah, you know what? They're actually paying attention. Let me teach them a little more next time. I didn't do that the last time. I kept giving information and it wasn't being used. Now I'm kind of just like, I'm eyeballing. Like, I'll be perfectly honest. I have 2 people in my family I want to be my proteges. I have a niece, I have a nephew. I know that they did things my way on social media, they would blow up. But they just took in my thing. It's a matter of, getting them interested in it. I have my youngest niece and youngest nephew. As soon as they turn 18, they're definitely going to be my proteges. I'm going to mentor them. I'm going to teach them everything I know, and I'm going to make them like rich before they're 21. I'm telling you that. As soon as they turn 18, it just starts off. I'm going to start shooting with them. I'm just going to tell them what to do. I'm going to use everything that I have in this audience to blow up their audience. And then the simple fact of the matter is they'll get the eyes from the audience that I have, and then they'll have eyes from their generation and younger generations. They're going to definitely be rich by the time they're 21. I tell you that for a fact. We went a little long. I still got a few more questions. But, let's do a part 3. I don't want to stretch these things, make them super long. And guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for learning a little bit about me. Stay tuned. I guess we'll have a part 3. Maybe if you guys send some more questions, we'll do part 4. Thank you to everyone who asked the questions. It means the world to me to be able to talk to you guys directly like this. Like, to be perfectly honest, Cameo is kind of like the only thing where I have the direct contact with everyone. Because once you pay, you can like message me and stuff. That's why I love the Cameo. I could talk to my fans directly. Apparently, I got a lot of friends in Australia. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, let's end this there, guys. You know where to follow me. Everything Urban Franchise Entertainment, Andy King Unk. Be sure just check me out on YouTube, Instagram, and where am I? Snapchat. Snapchat's been popping. It's been popping. And stay good, peeps. Stay hood. And always and forever keep it